People think I'm crazy. Now, let me tell you why that might seem like that and why that is probably not like that. It might save you in many encounters in your life and just help you do a lot of things that you didn't really think that you could. And who knows, maybe it will change everything for you. So, basically, last few months, I've paid a lot of money for different things that people looked at me like I was crazy, right? Why would you pay that amount of money if you got that? Why would you do that if you get this? Why would you do that? XYZ, blah, 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 blah. There is a very specific structure to that I haven't really considered. And last month, I have been basically accepting the fact that this is a thing, right? It's called systematic thinking. And it's almost like if most people, let's say that they don't pay attention to things around them, they don't see that they are swayed by something or that they are doing things based on whatever they see and experience and blah 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 blah. So they're just going through their day and they're going through their programming, right? Let's Programming not being a bad thing is just what you have been conditioned to do. It's like if you brush your teeth the same way all your life, you're not going to think about how you brush your teeth. It's going to be your programming. You have conditioned yourself to brush your teeth like that. Or when you come out of the shower, you probably dry yourself off in the same pattern that you normally do. Or when you smother yourself with soap, maybe you do the same spots first and in a logical order for you because you conditioned yourself and programmed yourself to do that. Here's the thing, in the world, because of that, people can be either logically conditioned or they can work on conditional logic. That's systematic thinking. That is, if you do something, you're going to see something, you can observe that something, and you can tweak what you did in the first place to see if you got a different outcome. So normally, if people, let's say just as an example, because this is what I started as in the beginning, you go into YouTube, you figure out you're going to make a lot of videos and you're going to do something. Could be becoming an influencer, selling a product, just talking to the camera, just seeing if you can do something or whatnot with YouTube. Could be anything, right? But you go in and you start to record these videos and you don't see any views. Nobody's watching the videos. You're like, right? Could be anything. You're doing something, you're not seeing what you wanted to do, you're emotionally affected by this. You might feel like, this is not worth it. Screw that. I'm doing something different. That is emotional reaction. Instead of seeing how that output was based on what the input was so that you can analyze it and then do something different with it. You're seeing what the situation unfolds as, and then you can take an educated guess to see if there's something to do to fix it. A very current problem or situation, not even problem because this is part of the process, right? It's in the community that I'm currently running. I'm not even running it. I'm based in a position part of a community, right? Right now, there is a debate between a few people, and these people are saying different things based on their perspectives, and these perspectives are affecting other people. So some people could be emotionally affected or think differently and feel differently because of that, because of something they saw in this debate. It's not necessarily good in the long run, which means that now that I've seen the output from whatever was input, I can now analyze and change the input so that the whole debate doesn't take place like that. Maybe there are a few filters between, maybe whatever, right? Now I've seen what the outcome produced, so now I can make a guess as to how to fix it. This is part of every single day of my life because I will do something. Let's say that I send a message to someone. Let's say that that message is 5 minutes long and it has a very thought through specific thing that it delivers. There is a message there that is intended to deliver a piece of knowledge or something, a response, whatever it is. It has a value, right? Based on what that input is in the situation. Let's say in this case, it could be a response after several messages that hasn't been responded to. And then that response provides a whole bunch of new responses. I send a message back, I get responses, and these are either one clarifying piece of text that is clearly telling me everything that I need to know, or it could be assumptions as to why I said a specific thing in what I said, or it could be a emotional reaction that they got hurt or triggered by something that you said that allowed them to then just share a whole bunch of messages. For me, being on the other side, I've now put in my input and I'm seeing the output unfold. And based on how I see the output, I can now analyze that to make another input. So it's always with everything. If I do something with a car, if I drive on a road and I get a flat tire and that happens 3 times, then maybe I should change how I drive on that road so that I can see how my tire it does not get deflated, flat. And then I can analyze the situation and see, did that work? And then if it does, well, then I just have to continue to do that until it's a condition, a programming. It's a very basic and easy thing and process to do, but I don't think a lot of people are doing it because if they did, I wouldn't have the conversations that I have. I talk to people and they say that they have this and that happening in their life, and then they say that they want this thing, and then I ask, have you done this thing? And then they say, nope. And maybe that thing was the first logical thing in order to get that thing that they want. Then, of course, if I ask, have you done that first thing that you should do to get to where you want to go? Because based on my experience, I can see that if you didn't do that, you're not going to reach that goal. It's that simple. It's like if you don't take the step, if you don't take the plunge, if you don't make the decision, if you don't do whatever, then you're not going to get the output. And with no input, there cannot be any output. So facing the fear of even doing something about the thing that you want and then seeing how you can change whatever you need to change based on what you see coming back to you. Every action has a equal reaction, all that stuff. Energy attracts more of the same. Like if you put the energy into making an effort to do something and then get a response, then you can make something different. I think I've kind of beaten that dead horse now to try to see if I can really get that across because I've tried many times to see if I can help people make a decision that can change their life. And it's like when you see that you have experience, like if you see the people want something so bad, but they're saying things that is kind of contradictory to what they want, and they're like, yeah, but I can't because, and it's like, but what if, like, yeah, but I can't because, okay, what if, yeah, okay. And that continues to happen. If that thing continues to happen, then there has to be a root cause. There has to be something that is allowing that pattern to continue to go, that programming to continue to just do what it is programmed to do. And once they see then that there is nothing that you can say that is correct, mathematical sound, like a natural law, a mathematical equation, something that is like yes or no. When they come to the point where they can't really say, no, I can't do that because, when they don't have any more excuses, and they know that there's all up to them to take that one step, that one input, it's fun to see that pattern change, to see that shift in their eyes, to see that they are now able to do anything. And having so many experiences, so many stories, so many perspectives, so many events and adventures that has happened because of that. Someone just did that. I feel blessed beyond measure. And I want everyone to have that. The freedom to do whatever you want. Within reason, of course, because the whole I'm going to get you rich in 90 days, it rarely works. Simply because the people come in, they want something, they don't do the thing. They don't put the input in. They don't make the plunge. They don't take the step. When they don't do that, they're not going to get what they want. Yeah. People are able to do anything. It is astounding to just experience what we are capable of doing. Once you can do things that normally you couldn't do because of blah, blah, blah. A problem that hasn't been fixed, a freedom that hadn't been unlocked, time that hadn't been regained, or money that hadn't been made, or whatever it has to be. relationally, spiritually, professionally, or personally, whatever you want. Once you have the freedom to do things that is really aligned with who you are and what you want and what you think the world is and how you can be your most authentic self as you create whatever future that you want to see because of whatever, then everything becomes limitless. Like there is no limits. It scares the shit out of me sometimes, but holy crap, when you see that you can do anything and you feel like every day is an adventure and you know that it's based on just systematic programming or systematic thinking or logically conditioned versus conditional logic, doing the things that's making the input. When you know that it is just based on that, it feels kind of selfish to not try to teach that to as many people as possible. Because if people know and they do what they are meant to do, I believe that we might see a better future. I believe that things would just be more harmonized. I guess we'll always have the dark, we'll always have the bad, we'll always have that contrast to whatever we want. But when people find that balance, and most people are like that, like the majority, and we reach some sort of a tipping point, I think that the world would be epic. It is epic, but I think it would be epic and more adventurous for more people. And I think that is a responsibility that we have, just to allow people to find themselves to a degree where they can create from their own authentic, expressive beauty. You know, I'm not going to beat the horse. I've been talking for 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes now soon. So I hope you got any value from this. If you did, please comment below because I always get freaking fed up with good vibes when I see that the people that see the videos actually get some help from it. If you share it, that would help me a lot because then I didn't have to answer the same question all the time. It would be amazing. If you subscribe, that would just help even more. If you think that we are doing something that could be of good, the more people that share, the more people subscribe, the more people support us, the more people are part of this, the more we can create to make that happen. So share it if you see any value of this being heard. Because I've seen things now in spirituality, in professional endeavors, in online endeavors, in personal change and evolution. I've seen so many things now that I'm quite certain that we should just continue to do what we've been doing for so long. It's one of those moments. It's a big one. And what we're able to put out now, compared to before, it's going to blow my mind, and I can't wait for that to happen. Because if you have been aligned with anything that I've said so far over the years that we've been doing this, then it's probably going to blow your mind as well, because you wouldn't be paying attention to this if you didn't. If there wasn't something that would be just like, oh my God, that's so true. I can use that to make something happen that I normally couldn't. You know, if you need help with that, if you feel like, oh shit, okay, I see this, I want to know more, I have a desire, a dream, a goal, or whatever you want to create, a vision. If you have something but you don't really see what to do, that's why we are here. Go to thelegacyforce.com, book a call with us. The first one is free. It is. It's insane. The first experience is free. But I don't know how long we can keep that up because as long as our team keeps scaling, I guess it's possible, but the epic experience of it right now, I don't think we can sustain that. If we can, though, that would be amazing. So the first experience is completely free. thelegacyforce.com/spark. I'm actually going to pause the video right now and do something creative behind the scenes. Hold on. Don't know how that looked. Don't really care, but this is what I wanted to do. Bam! Ah, shouldn't be a delay there. That is the worst place to have a delay. There we go. It took 10 years, but it was worth it. The first experience is free. You can go in there and talk to Orpheus the Wise or any of the people that will be there while you're seeing this video. I have no idea what will happen in the future. So right now, it's pretty epic, but I do believe that it should get more epic as long as we can make it more epic. You know, it's never going to stop being more epic. So if you want to start to see what this is all about, it starts for free. You can get in here. You can do whatever you want based on what we're going to do in that first experience, because I'm not going to say what that is. If I make you expect something, then that in itself is going to ruin the whole experience. Your expectations will actually limit it, which has been a recurring theme that I was like, that output is something that I will change. So I analyzed it and I inputted something different. What that is, you'll just have to experience. This is pretty epic. All right. I will see you. Thank you so much for being here. Love your face. Take care of your freaking family. And I'll see you in the next one. Actually, before I do that, maybe I should do this as well. I should have had that there all the time. But now I've said that it is Spark, so go to Spark Space or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Have a fantastic day.